Hey guys. Hey girlfriend. Hey Winona. Hey Jen. What y'all doing? Hi. Super excited. Does that mean this is your first time on Coffee Talk with us? Hi. I love that so much. It has been a long day. Oh my gosh. It has. You ain't wrong. Oh, it's your first time. I love that. I love that so much. Hopefully it's good. We're going to be talking, so we're going to be in Exodus 16. But we're going to see how far we can get. I might skip around a little bit because there are just like some really good points that I would like to make tonight. So I might be skipping around a little bit, but it's going to be good, hopefully. Guess what? And I just joined the membership. I love that so much. Perfect timing. Because in the membership, we are, this week, we finished up Proverbs yesterday. Thursday night, we are going to do trivia for Proverbs. But we are going to start all the minor prophets. And we're going to go all the way through all the minor prophets. I'm super excited about that. Hi. Guess where Steve is tonight? Steve will not be joining Coffee Talk. Guess where he be? Aw, thank you for that. That's so sweet. That was cute. Cheers, squad. Listen, Ethan. So a lot of y'all that are here all the time, y'all know that like my son, I don't want to say he's not like good socially because he likes having friends, but he don't really like sports and stuff. It's just not his thing, right? Like he just don't do good with sports and stuff. It's just not his favorite thing to do. So, but he's sad that he don't have a lot of friends, right? So we signed him up for Boy Scouts. We're going to see how that goes. That's where they're at tonight. Steve it's every Tuesday night at 7. Go figure. Right? Go figure. So, Steve took him tonight. So we'll see how he likes it. And I'll give you an update on Thursday morning's Coffee Talk. But I hope it goes good. Because Ethan just needs some friends. You know. I love that, Renee. We're going to be in Exodus 16. And we're probably going to start right at verse 17. And then we're going to see how far I can get on my notes here because this is good. So she's talking about this book. I really need to link this in my Amazon storefront. I really need to link this in my Amazon storefront. So it's by Karina Tackett. And it's called Forgiveness Through the Eyes of My Reflection. And it's a little bit about her story. It is a super short book. It's like 86 pages. But it's so good. It is so, so good. So a little background about her is she was a drug mule who suffered with addiction, and she had a lot more go on in her life, and she wrote about it. She's actually going to be our guest speaker at our Purpose I Hope conference in June. Really excited. I need to add it to my storefront. But I ain't got there yet, but I will do that. I'll get it added to our storefront. But y'all can just go on Amazon and snatch this bad boy up. It would bless her for sure. So we do LOL. Coffee Talk is on. We do Coffee Talk on Tuesday nights at 7. This is kind of like a Bible study where we read and we talk about it and all that good stuff. But I host a membership that is all about Bible study. You can find all the info in the link in my bio. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You want to screenshot it? Here you go. Screenshot it if you would like to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Such a good book. You should all get it and read it. I read it in one setting. All right, are y'all ready? Are you ready? Don't ask me what I'm drinking. Because if you do, I'll be forced to say green water instead of regular water. If you know, you know. If you don't know, they make fun of me for all the Mountain Dew that I drink. And so I started calling it green water. Because they're trying to get me to drink water. And I don't want to. I'm kidding. I'm getting better. I'm drinking more water. Thank you. Yeah, I read that book in one night too. And I think Angie did too. All right, are you ready? Exodus 16, you guys, we're going to start at verse 17. It says, so the people of Israel did as they were told. Some gathered a lot, some only a little. But when they measured it out, everyone had just enough. Oh, gosh, so good. Those who gathered a lot had nothing left over. And those who gathered only a little had enough. Each family had just what they needed. So I underlined that in my Bible. Each family had just what it needed. And I wrote down the note that I wrote in my Bible. He never promised that he was going to give us everything that we wanted. He never said that he would give us absolutely everything that we desired in this life. But he did tell us he would give us everything we need. He would make sure that we had just enough. And I just want to challenge you to really look at your life. All those years that I was on the struggle bus, okay, that I was struggling with being a parent, in my marriage, paying my bills, right? All those years that I've done, that I dealt with all that. Now looking back, I see God's hand in every bit of it. I see how we had just enough every single time. So I really want to challenge you that while I know sometimes life gets really hard and you feel like maybe it's never going to get better. Maybe I'm just not God's favorite, right? Maybe they just have more favor than I have. None of that's true, right? He's going to make sure that you have just enough. He's going to come through for you every single time. You just got to believe that he will, right? Yes. So I do coffee talks. They are Monday, Thursday, and Friday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I do these coffee talks. I also run a membership that is a Bible study pretty much, but we go chapter by chapter, verse by verse throughout the Bible, and it's super good. You can learn more about that in the link tree, okay? But that's on Monday nights and Thursday nights. So I teach the Bible twice on Mondays, one on Tuesdays. Wednesdays are my day off. Twice on Thursdays, and once on Friday. All the time. We will definitely be praying for you. And I hate that. But I do want to encourage you that it will get better. Okay. What are the times for the membership? The memberships are 7 p.m. on Mondays and Thursday nights. But listen, y'all, everything's recorded. If you're in the membership, you get all the recordings, whether you make it live or not. And coffee talks are even. These are recorded, right? And they're over on YouTube. So you can look at all of it. If you're in the membership, you got access to all of it anytime you want to. Yes, takes courage to leave. God will support you. I love that so much. The membership is $25 a month because I give you access to everything. I create all kinds of resources and studies for you. And you get all of those. You get all the courses that I create that come straight from the Bible. Those are on my website, and those alone are $25. You get all the courses, all the workbooks, all the digital downloads, any type of resources that I create, you get in my membership. We're in Exodus 16, and we are gonna be at verse 19 when I start again. Of course, ma'am. Super excited about conference and super excited that we got Sizzle on the website now. So first off, y'all can order your conference tickets and do 4 payments, but you're also gonna be able to order whatever you want off the website and just break that bad boy up. Oh, that's so cute. Thank you so much. Y'all are so sweet. Okay, I think I answered all those questions. So, verse 19, I told y'all, we always have what we need, right? It's not what I'm going to focus on tonight. I'm going to try to get to what I want to focus on, to be honest with y'all. I feel like there was something on my face. Okay. Then Moses told them, do not keep any of it until morning. Okay? But some of them didn't listen and kept some of it until morning. But by then, it was full of maggots and a terrible smell. Moses was very angry with them. I don't know what that beep was, but how often are we too busy doing things our way? Exodus 16. How, and I'm reading out of an NLT Expressions Bible, okay? So if it looks different than your Bible, it's because this is the version that I've chosen to use right now. How often in life are you busy doing things your own way? He said, everybody's going to have just enough. I'm going to take care of you. And he made this manna fall down every single day. Why? Because you need to have daily dependence on the Lord. He could have made enough fall to last them as long as they needed, but he didn't. He made it fall every single day so that they wouldn't forget that they need daily dependence on him. This isn't a one and done. This isn't I'm going to give it to you one time, Lord. This isn't I'm going to change my life today, but tomorrow I'm going to go back to my old self. This is a daily repentance, a daily dependence, okay, on the Lord. Right? But they took matters into their own hands and they said, hey, I'm going to keep a little bit of this. Because who knows if we'll get some more tomorrow. I know that we'll get some more tomorrow. The Lord said we would. So how about we don't, right? But we're too focused. We're focused on doing things our way. We think, hey, I know better than the Lord does, so I'm going to keep a little bit of it, you know? I'm going to keep more than he said I needed to because I know better than he does. But we don't. We never will. We never will, and we don't. That's plain as day. We always get ourselves in trouble. Look, they got themselves into trouble in a different type of way. How did they do it? Have you ever been around something that had maggots all over it and had a terrible smell? Because I have. So what did they do? They stunk up their tents. They stunk up their tents because they were busy doing things their own way instead of living for that daily dependence on the Lord. How many times have you stunk up your household? Because you were too busy. The Lord said, I'm going to give you just enough every single day to teach you this daily dependence on me. And you said, well, I'm going to keep a little bit of it. Because I can't give it all to you, Lord. I can only give you a smidge. I can only give you a little bit of it right now, Lord. I'll give you some of it, Lord, but I'm not going to give you all of it. I'll depend on you a little bit, but not fully. You know, you're half in, half out because you're busy doing things your own way. It's going to get you nowhere. right? It's going to get you absolutely nowhere. It's going to get your house stunk up. That's what it's going to get. That's what it's going to get you, right? Verse 21. After this, the people gathered the food morning by morning, each family according to its need. And as soon as the sun became hot, the flakes they had not picked up melted and disappeared. So I know that it just said each family had just enough, but see, he poured so much down that there was some left over. Each family was able to carry back just enough that they needed. But the Lord had still provided more than they needed. You see, that's what the Lord will do for you. He'll give you just enough because you got to have that daily dependence. But he'll oftentimes overflow it. Right? That's so good. Verse 22, on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much as usual, 4 quarts, for each person instead of 2. Then all the leaders of the community came and asked Moses for an explanation. He told them, this is what the Lord commanded. Tomorrow will be a day of complete rest, a holy Sabbath day set apart for the Lord. So bake or boil as much as you want today and set aside what is left for tomorrow. So we have to be careful and guard our time with the Lord. Because busy people are busy people. But our time with the Lord is important. Right? And I want to talk about this. This is what I really want to talk about. I love that question. I'd love to answer it. This is what I really want to talk about today is the Sabbath. But I got to get to it, right? Like, I mean, I know I could skip ahead, but gosh, it's all just so good. Let's see, where was it at? But there's just some other really good stuff that I really want to talk about. Hold on. Where else did I write this down at? It's somewhere. I'm just glad to get to it, ain't I? Because it's all so good. I don't know. Maybe that was it. No, it definitely wasn't. We'll just keep going, though. We'll just keep going. I do want to answer this question, though. Serious question. I want to start reading the Bible, and I have a hard time understanding any tips. What kind of Bible are you using? That'd be my question to you at first. What type of Bible are you using? Yes. There is all the info. That you need to know about conference is, if you click on my profile, go to Purpose of Hope website, or you can go to purposeofhope.com and you can learn all about our conference. It's located in North Carolina. We're in Exodus 16. My dog is snoring. I'm using an Expressions Bible and NLT. Did you post what type of Bible you use? Because if so, I haven't seen it yet. So your Bible matters. And the type of the Bible that you're using matters. But you also need to pray about it, right? You also have to be willing to understand. And I know that y'all can hear him like, gosh, he's snoring pretty loud. And let me explain what I mean. Because you say, Kelsey, well, I've sit down, I've opened my Bible. I'm totally willing to hear what he has to say. But are you? I just want to, because I sat down and opened my Bible a whole bunch and I never understood. It wasn't until I was desperate for him.
Where's the blue long charger?
I have no clue. You can use the charger beside of my phone. I will use that one. Beside of my chair.
I know.
Okay, we'll use that one. Shut that door. Ma'am. Ma'am. Shut the door. Appreciate you. Thank you. So personally, I'm not a big fan of an NIV. I just really ain't. But it's going to depend on your learning style, okay? There's New King James that I think is really good. But I also really love an NLT. That's what I'm using this year. I've read a Christian Standard Version all the way through. I really love a Christian Standard Version. You need to find a Bible that is going to be, that you can relate to. That's going to be easy for you to understand. But you got to really be willing. Yeah, She Reads Truth Bible and a Tony Evans commentary. Those are great resources. But you got to pray about it too. Lord, help me understand your word. Right? Help me understand your word. I want to hear what your word. But here's where I think people make the biggest mistake. And let me share it with you really quick. When people go to read the Bible, they're looking for themselves. And what do I mean by that? When you're reading the Bible, say you're reading about Exodus, say you're reading in Exodus, and you're reading about the Lord splitting the Red Sea, right? Somewhere you're trying to find yourself. You're resonating your problem with the Red Sea, and you're trying to see maybe you as Moses or you as an Israelite, right? Like, you're trying to find yourself somewhere in this Bible. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to read comments and talk. I can't do that. Read your Bible. If you've never read it before, all the way through, whatever, you don't have to look for yourself. Look for God. Look for who He is. What He did for them. You don't have to find yourself here. This is where you find the Lord. Eventually, you will start reading and you'll start feeling the Lord speak to you. But first, you got to get a good understanding of who the Lord is, how He operates, how He works, all of these wonderful things, who He is, because He is... I don't got no words. He's everything. And through learning about Him, He'll become everything to you. But you got to take the focus off of yourself and put it onto Him. Read the stories for what they are. Stories. I love a Jesus Bible too. Read the stories as what they are. They are just stories. Okay? But they're amazing stories that God is all wrapped up in. I'm going to tell you what. And it's so good. Right? So pray about it. Find a Bible you can understand. Okay? But also, find you some people to help you. Whether that's me or not. I don't care if it's me. I don't care if it's a preacher that you really like, YouTube. I don't care. Find somebody to help you. That will teach you and help you. And break it down for you. Right? Find those people. And participate in those things. And yes, I know, you're busy. I get it. People are busy. Samesies, right? But you're not too busy to spend time with the Lord. I'll tell you what. You're not too busy to spend time with the Lord. The enemy's trying to tell you that you're too busy to spend time with the Lord. It's too boring learning about the Lord. That's the enemy. Somebody telling you that the Bible is boring. That's the enemy. That's the enemy. I can pull up something. Listen, watch this. Watch this. Y'all ready? This is what we're about to start reading in the membership. Are you ready? Watch this. Then the Lord said to me, oh, I'm so sorry. Wait. Hold up. Let me go back. I got ahead of myself there. I was excited. Hold on. When they say the words boring. When the Lord first began speaking to Israel through, I can't say his name, He said to him, go and marry a prostitute, so that some of her children will be conceived in prostitution. What? Like what? Like, you told him to do what, Lord? Let me read that again. I read that a couple of times. I sure did. You told him to do what? Well, why'd you tell him to do that? And then you got to read and you figure out why He told him to do that. And, I'm not going to share no secrets because this is our membership read. But it's good. It's good. Right? Or what about when we had Jacob? Y'all remember that? If y'all ain't been in Coffee Talk long, y'all need to go look at that. That sister housewife drama. Like they told Jacob done married Leah and Rachel, which were sisters, and he loved one more than the other, and then they had their slaves, and they gave their slaves to Jacob as well to use as leverage. It was a big old housewife mess. The Bible ain't boring. Right? I want a man who's going to work 13 years with me. I know that's right. It ain't boring. It's wild. It's a crazy ride. My tongue's green. I just realized that. I may or may not have been eating Airheads. So sorry. We're not paying attention. ADHD. So sorry. But, like, we'll talk about the Sabbath in a minute. But, like, it is wild. Would you ever do a Q&A live? I would love to do a Q&A live. But every time I have a Q&A, nobody asks me questions. So, like, just let me tell you, it does, don't it? Matches my chart. It's not boring. That's from the enemy, my friends. If you think the Bible's boring, you ain't read it. Because it's wild. Tell you what, you'll be reading something. What did I say? Let me read that again. Let me make sure that's what I read there. Are you sure that said that? You know, you'll be questioning like, what? No, why did he do that? And then you'll just keep reading. Or you'll find stories like Joseph, of which we went over. Right? That is just miraculous. You got all the emotions. You're mad at his brothers. No, why would they do that? Why would they sell poor Joseph into slavery? I can't believe they've done that. And then you see him go to prison, and you see the officer's wife, right, accuse him of sleeping with her, and he didn't. And you're over here like, he didn't do that. And then that guy throws him into prison. You're like, Joseph don't belong in prison. And then you're trying to tell them Joseph don't belong in prison. Right? Because you're mad. Your emotions are everywhere. You're like, Joseph don't belong there. Lord, you better tell him Joseph don't belong there. Right? But then all of a sudden, the story has this amazing flip. And now he is second in command in Egypt. And he saves all the people. The Bible ain't boring. Tell you what, it is just, it's full of wonderful stuff. Wonderful, just amazing, funny. I mean, just lots of things. Right? It just depends on how you read it. So maybe you need me to read it to you. I got you, but I'll read it to you. Because it's good. I'll tell you what. It's good. Or how about when Samson tied two foxes together by their tails and lit them on fire and sent them through the enemy's crop so it burned them all up. I had to read that one about 5 times. I said, he did what? What he did? I even had to read that to my husband. I said, does this say what I think it says? Let me read it to you. He tied 2 foxtails together and set them on fire. So they destroyed all the enemy's crop. Is that how that read? So, like, what'd that look like? So you just tied them together? It's just lit them out, set them on fire? I mean, me and Steve was just, is that really what it did? Or what about the time when the wife kept asking him, where's your strength come from? And every time he told her, my goodness, he's stupid. Every time he told her, the enemy would show up at his house and try to do that exact thing to get his strength. And he still told her. He still ended up telling her the truth. Like, sir, at what point did you not know that she wasn't trying to destroy you? Because I just feel like you should have known. You know? So, my whole point of all that, the Bible ain't boring. Somebody has told you that the Bible was boring. Or maybe they told you that you were only allowed to read one type of Bible. Let me show y'all something right here. Let me educate y'all real quick. Where'd it go? Hold on. It's up here somewhere. There it is. So for those of you who think that the King James Version is the only way, there are many other Bibles written exactly the same way that the King James Version was written. I'm not knocking the King James. I love King James. I got about like 20 of them right up there on that top shelf. But how was King James brought about? King James was brought about because King James and his men took the scrolls and they put them together, and voila, King James. This bad boy was before the King James. King James didn't come about until a certain year. This is a Bible everybody used before that. And then, I should have just grabbed them both. And then, this right here is really wild. I really got to learn about it. But it's the Dead Sea Scrolls. So, maybe you ain't understanding because it's been pushed in your brain all your life that King James is the only way. It's not. Oh yeah, Judah and Tamara. Oh, that one's good. That one's good. That's crazy. And it's got a big old flip because then Jesus comes from the line of Judah. Say what now? I'm telling you, that's some good stuff. But so maybe you have been tricked into thinking. That's actually talked about in those Dead Sea Scrolls right there. But, so maybe you've been, taught that King James is the only way. Now, I'm not here to offend or make any of you mad, but it's not. And telling people that King James is the only way is saying that King James is the only one that's accurate when an ESV Bible, an English Standard Version Bible, is also written just like the King James was, word for word, based upon scrolls, and a NASB. That one is written word for word from the scrolls, just like a King James was. There are different types of translations. There's word for word, passage for passage, and thought for thought. Right? It's understanding how a Bible is made up. Okay? So if you are having a really hard time with the King James Version, I'm just telling you this because I want to give you permission, okay, to find a Bible that you love. That's what I want you to do. Because that's when you're going to read it. And that's when you're going to get to know the Lord. And that's when your life is going to change, my friend. But this Bible, far from boring. Far from boring. So many life lessons. So many. Not only about the Sabbath, which people are asking me questions about, so we're going to talk about that. But also, what about when Jethro, here it is, in Exodus 18, we're going to see Jethro, right, come on up to Moses, right, and they're going to, have their little reunion right here. Jethro is his father-in-law. Jethro sees that Moses, and the way that Moses is going right now, it's going to wear him right on out, right? He ain't going to be no good to nobody because he's going to be wore out. So Jethro talks to him about delegation and the type of people that he needs to delegate to so that he can be more productive. Hey, Puerto Rico. So that he can be more productive about his day. Now, I don't know about y'all, but y'all cannot tell me that don't resonate with real life, because it does. It does. How many of you, raise your hands, are control freaks that think if you don't do it the way that you need it done, then nobody else is going to be able to do it the way that you do it. So in task, all right, you do it all by yourself and you are completely overwhelmed, unhappy, emotional, and you have no idea how to deal with it, and you're always wishing that somebody was there to help you, and yet you won't delegate it because nobody will do it the way that you will. My name's Kelsey, and I'm recovering from all that. Right? I used to be that person. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Be like, Steve, you load those dishes. You know what? I don't think plates should go on the top rack. You know what I'm saying? Because that don't seem logical to me. But you know what, boo-boo? I'll just look away. As long as you do the dishes, I won't look. Right? Why do we care so much about whether it's loaded right? But I'm right there with you because I used to be the same way. But now I just don't care. If that man's going to do my dishes, honey, do it however you please. Do it however you please. I won't even look. I won't even look. The only thing that gets on my nerves is when he don't put my clothes up in the right spot. I tell you what. So you want to know what? I still appreciate him doing the laundry. So what did I do? I still want to delegate the laundry. I appreciate when he does the laundry, right? Because I don't got time to do that. I mean, I try to work on it every day, but he does a lot better job at remembering about it than me. So instead of telling him, you're not good at this, don't do it anymore. And I'm just going to do it myself. Because if I don't do it, it'll never get done. Oh, I know y'all say that. So wait a second. So instead of telling him that, I say, you know what, honey? I love when you do the laundry. But we're not exactly putting like, I can't find nothing, you know? So how about you fold mine. I'll put it up though. You just set it down for me. Set it on bed. I'll put it up before I go to bed. Thank you so much for doing my laundry. I love you. I appreciate that you do it. But just when you do mine, can you just put them on the bed and I'll put my set up and you just handle everything else. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Right? Why can't it be that easy? It can be. We're just control freaks. The enemy has us thinking that if we let somebody else do it, number one, we're weak. Number two, they're never going to do it the right way. Well, who set the right way? The only expectations you're living up to in your life is you. Who said that there was a particular way to fold the laundry? Nobody. You did. You set your own expectation. Who said that there was a particular way to read and journal your Bible? Nobody. You did. Who said there was a particular way that you needed to do your household chores? Nobody. You did. So you're living up to expectations that you set for yourself. They're not even real. So why don't you just allow yourself the grace to delegate that off? But my whole point in every bit of this is that the Bible is going to give you so much instruction about your life. So much. It can tell you it can teach you from who the Lord is, which is the best part. It can give you crazy stories, funny stories, good stories that make you be like, hold up, wait a minute, back up, pump brakes. What did I just say? Right? Or it can be like, oh my goodness, Lord, so you're so good. Praise you, Lord. Amen. Hallelujah. Right? Or it can be like, Lord, I know you speaking to me today because I need to be delegating. I know you speaking right to me, Lord. Thank you for teaching me about delegation. Right? It's going to teach you everything that you need to know. You just have to be willing to accept that. You just have to be willing to take what you learn and apply it to your life. Because I teach this to my membership all the time. Listen, I love that you want to read your Bible, but let me let you in on a little secret. The enemy knows the Bible too, and it does you no good to know what it says. I know that one threw you off, didn't it? Let me keep going. It does you no good to know what it says if you're not willing to apply it to your life. Okay? Because you can know it front to back, just like the enemy. But if you're not willing to take what you've learned and apply it to your life, then what are you really doing with it? Right? You have to apply it. You have to apply it to your life. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to have a problem. And you're probably not going to be interested in what it's got to say. I'm just saying. Right? But let's talk about this for a minute. Somebody asked about what? Do I do the Sabbath? So, I'll be honest with y'all. I struggle with it. So, I am very ADHD. And this is the year that I'm going to learn a lot about the Sabbath. I'm going to tell you what. I've already learned a lot about the Sabbath. I was reading about it today. I cannot remember where it was. But I meant to underline it. And I don't know. I meant to go back to it. And I ain't got to do that yet. But I was reading about it today. And it's, the Sabbath is supposed to be a day of rest. Nobody in your household does anything except spend time with the Lord and worship, and all of those good things. It's very hard for me to achieve. But number one, because I'm ADHD. I don't do well with just sitting. I don't know how to do that. Very, very hard for me. So I'm having to learn how to deal with it, right? Having to learn how to be okay with it. I am not a people pleaser by no means, but I care about my community that I have built here on TikTok, on Facebook, in my membership. I care about my community. I love them so much, right? So I am always in fear of letting people down. Like, I got to do things at a particular time every day. I got to check on everybody, get back to all the messages. Like, I hold myself at a higher expectation than anybody else holds me at, right? And it's because I care about my community, my people. So I find it very hard to rest, right? Because I am not good with that, right? I'm not good with being still, right? And we got to learn how to be still because we're called to be still and know, right? So I got to work on that. But honestly, too, let me educate you. I mean, the Sabbath actually is not Sunday. Humans took that, balled it up, and just turned it into what the Sabbath is actually Saturday. It's not Sunday. If y'all hear that, I'm so sorry. My dog's snoring asleep. That's my bad. It's actually Saturday. It's not Sunday. So, but for the sake of Sabbath being what people operate on as a Sabbath, Sunday, right? That's what they've turned into the church time and the worship time and all that, right? Let me just question something for you really quick. And this is me by no means telling you not to go to church. I think you need to go to church. You need to be spiritually filled, my friends. Do I have a church home before that gets asked? No, I do not. I'm currently looking for one, and I'm in process of it, but I just ain't found the right one. I hope one day to open my own worship center, and we shall see how that goes. But until then, I'm going to try to find me a church home, and I just ain't found one yet. So now that I've answered that, I think you should go to church on Sunday, and you need to be spiritually filled, whether that's online church or something. You need to be joining things that spiritually fill you all week long, okay? Now, let me ask you this question, because I got thinking about it today when I was reading. Nobody is supposed to do nothing on a Sabbath. That's what the Bible says, right? It's just a day of rest and worship and spending time with the Lord, right? So can the Sabbath really be the day that you go to church? And let me tell you why I'm thinking that. Have you ever tried to go to church on a Sunday morning with 2 small children and get them out the door along with yourself and your hubby? Like, I don't know about y'all, but usually I have to pick. Either they're looking cute or I'm looking cute, but we can't both look cute at the same time. That's way too much work, right? But on Sunday, everybody got to look good. That right there ain't resting. That right there is not resting. That is actually getting you really wound up. You know, and then let's think about the rest of Sunday. You go after church. What do? You either go home and you eat. So you go home and you got to cook and you got to get everybody ready. Or you go out to eat. So now you went out to eat. You go home. You're like, man, I'm exhausted. I need a nap. So you take a nap. But then you got to be back up because you got to go back to church on Sunday night. And I just don't feel like that's not the Sabbath. That's not restful. And the Sabbath is meant to be restful. So, I don't know. That's just some things that I'm just thinking about, right? That's just something I'm thinking about. But as for me personally, I very much so want to teach myself how to operate being still, how to operate on a Sabbath, because I'm not good at it, right? I want to have a whole day of just not being on my phone at all and being completely devoted to worshiping with the Lord. Now, this is going to be a hard task for me because I get very little days off anyway. So I do try to like do something with my family, and maybe watch a movie with them, spend that time with them. But there's got to be, the Lord has to come first in those aspects as well. What day of the week am I going to get this house clean, right? We only got 7. You know what I mean? So it's going to be a challenge, but we're going to figure it out. And maybe we can just do that together, right? Maybe we can do that together. But I highly do recommend that we should all spend at least one day a week. Not on your phone like at all. Don't check your messages. Don't check your social medias. Like, put the phone down. Spend time with your family. Spend time in the presence of the Lord. I have started putting my phone on silent when I'm spending time with the Lord. Why? Because have you ever noticed that when you get ready to pick up that Bible, you read like 2 sentences and that phone rings? Or it dings. Why? Y'all ain't message me all day and I pick up my Bible and it's ding, ding, ding. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So I'll be putting that bad boy on silent. Not today, Satan. Right? So I put it on silent. And I'm like, I'll answer those messages when I need to. If it's important, they'll call Steve. Right? End of story. Right? So that's my take on the Sabbath. I really want to do it. I have been trying to rest at least one day a week, but resting is hard for me. I'm very good at listening to the Lord. I'm very good at sitting still and being quiet with the Lord. It's when I've talked to Him for the day and I've done my study and I'm like, Lord, you're so good. I get so fired up thinking about how good the Lord be. I be in here just listening to music. I just be worshiping my little self today. I tell you what. I know how to rest. Because then I get the jitteries and I'm like, let's get this whole house clean, Lord. You're going to do it with me, right? And then me and the Lord, we be praising all the way through this house getting it clean. You know what I mean? So I've got to learn how to do it. But I'm going to do better at it, right? Yes. Girlfriend, you fine. Somebody asked a couple of other questions. And I don't see them. I don't know what that was. My children are destroying. That's the one I want to. The children are destroying my house. How can I help my husband open his heart to the Lord? I've been praying about it. So, my best teaching on that is, if you want to see, the change you want to see in your family, you need to first be the change. Okay? Proverbs tells us that a nagging wife does no good. Okay? It actually brings conflict to a home. And the same goes for a man. Okay? Nagging men don't do no good either. All right? So if you are constantly nagging, they're not going to listen to you. And children, Emma, Sky, chill out. Well, I hear you, and I shouldn't. Okay? Thank you. Okay, where was I? So, nagging ain't gonna get you anywhere. Okay, with your husband's heart or your wife's heart. Right? So, what do you have to do? You have to be what you want to see in them. Right? Stop nagging. The biggest changes that you will see in them is when you start changing yourself first. Let me give you an example. I used to listen to a lot of sermon podcasts. I really should get back into that because I love doing that. And I wanted my hubby to do it. Well, he wasn't really into it, right? He was like, I'm not doing that. Okay. So I said, okay, all right. Well, I'm not going to nag him about it. Instead, I'm just gonna cut the podcast on while I'm cooking dinner or while I'm cleaning the house or whatever else, right? I'm just gonna cut it on. I've done that over and over and over to where he would just have to hear it because I was cooking or I was cleaning, until one day he came home and he said, "Did you hear that podcast today?" And I said, no, I ain't listened to it today yet. So I listened to it, and then we talked about it. I didn't have to nag at him. Get the podcast app. Get the podcast app. You really need the app. You really need it. You need to listen. You need to hear the preaching. You need to change your heart. You need to change your ways. I didn't nag at it. I just simply led him. Right? So do you want the husband to read the Bible with you? Cut the Bible app on and let it read aloud just while y'all are in the same room together. And I know you may think like he ain't listening. He is. Or she is. You just got to trust that the Lord's working, right? But you're not going to get anywhere by nagging. You're not going to get anywhere by begging them. You're not going to get anywhere by trying to shove it down their throat. What's going to get you somewhere is if you become the change first, right? You got to become the change first. I had to learn a long time ago, you can't save people, right? The Lord does that. The Lord changes them. You lead people. Your job is to help lead, to help show. Right? But you can't force a change. Only the Lord changes. What you can do is change you. And when you change you, everything starts to change. Your insides start to change. Your outer appearance starts to change. Everything about you changes. And I want to show you. I want to give you an example. I want to show you me. Oops. Hope I didn't rip that page. I want to show you me. Okay? Before I became who I am today. All right? Let's see if I can find it. All right? Because I really hope I can. I want to show you me. Because I look nothing like I do today. Right? Yes. I love it. Watch this. Let me find it. Let me find me. Let me find old me. I'm just going to show y'all. Hold up. Where's she at? This is me. Right? That is the same me. This is me. But this is me. I don't recognize her anymore. This woman was sad and depressed and didn't know where to go. This woman operates out of the Lord, out of the Holy Spirit, my friends. This woman is on fire for the Lord. Right? So different. So different, my friends. Like, if you want to help others, whether it be a spouse or a friend, you got to change first. Okay? You got to change first. I love that so much. I'm so proud of you. He left the 99 for the 1. I love that so much. I am so proud of you. I made this. There was another question. Yes, you got to lay old you down. I love that so much. Husband, you recognize me? Yes. Color coding is super easy. I highlight with the verse. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It ain't nothing special. I love that, but like, I don't even remember where I was going with that. But if you want to help those around you, change you first. I hate that too, but you know what? Start again. You know, if the Lord, hey, I'm going to beat up these kids. If the Lord allowed it, right, to be taken down, my friend, just do it again, right? Build it again. Start again. And you tell the Lord, right? You tell the Lord, Lord, they took it down and they tried. But if it's your will, let's show them how we can do this again, right? Let's do this again, Lord. And let's do it faster than we did it the first time. I'm going to tell you what, right? That's how you got to look at it. How do you get the family on board with doing the Sabbath? Ooh, I might have to teach you that when I learn that. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. But you know, I honestly do think, I think resting looks different to everybody. Okay? And we are called to rest, right? On the Sabbath. But really, what does resting mean? Because we are all different humans. We operate different. We got different learning styles and all things, right? So who's to say that my rest is the same as your rest? Does that make sense? So I think that could look a lot different, right? You can start in the Gospels. That is a great place to start. But really, as long as you open up your word, my friend, and you start reading, I'll tell you what, the Lord's going to come through. I love that, though. Listen, don't let nothing come between. You never know what God is doing, right? You never know. So you go where he leads. I'm going to get all my chores and cleaning done by Friday at bedtime. I love that. I love that so much. But if I done that in my house, yeah, I can get my house clean at 7 a.m. It's usually good till about those kids get home from school. I tell you what, it ain't good at night. It'd be looking a mess. Yes, lead by example. Grew up heavy in church and you got me back in her. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. I don't know that I have time to do any more of this. Do y'all have any more questions? Y'all ask some more if you have any more. I also really wanted to talk about this part in the Bible. So I think this is what I'm going to end with. Ooh, is that where it was? Yes, that is where it was. Somebody better join us on Thursday and write this down. What I wanted to talk about was in Exodus 20. Talks about the Sabbath right there. Maybe we'll get to it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if Steve walks in the door right at 8. He probably won't, because I got to hear all about the Boy Scouts. Yes, I do. I do my Bible studies for the most part. Now, some days are different. Listen, some days are different. Because you just never know what's going to happen. We're busy people, busy lives. But for the most part, I wake up at 5 a.m. And until 6, I Bible study. I think it's about slowing down. I love that. I think so too. My kids don't really, it's not even really it's a whole family effort. My kids don't make a big mess anymore because they're getting older, right? It's more of like dinner and stuff, and I don't have a huge kitchen, so it's, on the counters. And I choose to not clean up at night. I choose to clean up in the morning. And I choose that because that is what gets me going every day. When I wake up, I can't count. I know what I can count on myself for and what I can't, right? Yes, ma'am.
I can't join Kinley because we're playing the same exact thing.
What's she on, the tablet?
Yeah.
Oh, she needs to bring me the tablet.
Okay.
So, now I forgot. Okay, so I know me, right? I know how I operate best. I know, like, I spent a long time learning all about, like, how I operate as a human and as a person, right? So what I learned about myself is at night, when I'm done, I'm done. I give all of my energy all day long to everybody, everything, Bible study. I mean, just like I said. So when I'm done at night, I'm done. I'm not cleaning up that kitchen. But what I also learned is in the morning, if I will pick up my kitchen early in the morning, right? It only takes me about 20 minutes. And it gives me the most productive, just let's do this today, right? Like it gives me this most just great feeling, right? And it helps me operate better. So I choose to do things in a way that helps me operate better and more productively and effectively as a person. So it's not my kids' fault all the time. No, I'm not saying my kids are perfect. And I could have, and I could have my kids clean up. They listen to me very well. My kids are great kids. But I don't make them pick up all the time. I don't. Because let's be honest, being a home is a group effort. And I don't yell at my husband when I have to pick up after him. And he don't yell at me when he has to pick up after me. So I just choose and pick my battles effectively, right? Because do my kids pick up when I ask them to? Yes. Right? But I don't ask them to do it all the time. And sometimes I'm willing to do it for them because my husband does it for me when I can't pick up the slack. So like that's just how I choose to look at it. Coffee Talk is on, you're going to have to exit me out. I don't know how to do that. Coffee Talk is on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, use mine. There you go. Oh, there you go. It's going to be Friday evening, all day Saturday, and then Sunday morning. I think that's funny. Let's see. Doing your Bible study first thing honestly will change everything about your day. I love that though, Jen. See, that's good. That's knowing you and knowing what works best for you. It's not going to look like everybody's. I love that. I love that so much, Amanda. We will definitely be praying for you. I love that. Okay, wait, hold on. Was there one more thing I said I was going to talk about? Yep, this was the last thing I wanted to talk about. Are you ready? All right, so this is going to be in Exodus 17, verse 11. Actually, it's going to be verse 10. Actually, we're going to start at verse 8. So sorry. We're going to start at verse 8 and we're going to read to verse 13. I want to show you something. So Exodus 17, verse 8. When the people of Israel were still at so-and-so, the warriors of this big old place, right, attacked them. Moses commanded Joshua. So first things first, I want you to see that Joshua is making his way on scene. I'm going to tell you what, and it's going to be good. This is where we are first introduced to Joshua, and Joshua is who's going to lead these people up into the promised land. Oh, it's so good. Choose some men and go out and fight the army of so-and-so for us. Tomorrow I will stand up at the top of the mountain, holding the staff of God in my hand. So Joshua did what Moses had to command and fought the army. Now listen, these people that were attacking them was a scary group of individuals. Okay, very scary group of individuals that nobody would want to go up against, right? They were scary people. But guess what? They were up against the wrong people. Because they were up against the people of the Lord. I'm going to tell you what. I need you to remember right now, that is the power inside of you. Your army don't have to look the biggest. You don't have to. They might come slinging all kinds of things and you come unarmed. My friends, it don't matter what it looks like or how much stronger they look than you or how much bigger they look than you. You're coming with the Lord, my friend. Can't nobody stand against you. See, they could look scary and they could be scary. And they could have the best military equipment that they ever needed, right? But they were coming up against the wrong people. Those people may look like, oh, they don't have nothing. We're going to be able to take over everything that they have because they ain't going to be able to withhold what we're bringing, right? It may look like that. It may look like you don't have nothing. Oh, but when the enemy attacks because he thinks you don't got it. But you're on the Lord's side. Ain't nothing gonna come against you. Ain't none of it gonna come against you. So Joshua is actually the descendants of Esau, right? You gotta go look at those genealogies and you can learn all about it. Yes, I love that. That's not where we're focusing. Here's where we're focusing. Meanwhile, Moses, Aaron, and climbed to the top of the nearby hill. As long as Moses held up his staff in his hand, the Israelites had an advantage. I know y'all can't see it, but have you ever been in class and you're holding your hand up? Do you remember when you were in class and you would hold your hand up and the teacher wouldn't call on you and you wanted to be picked so bad, so you were like, beep, and she still wasn't calling you, so you had to use your other arm to hold your arm up because it was just too heavy. Your arm started sinking down because it got heavier. And do y'all remember that? It ain't just me, right? Your arm just felt like it would get heavy, and then you were like, gosh, my arm's exhausted, teacher, please call on me, right? Like, I need y'all to remember that because we got our arms up, right? How long can you hold it up before it starts failing, right? Before it starts wanting to fall over. Now I need you to listen. But whenever he dropped his hand, right? The enemy had an advantage. Whenever he got tired of holding his hand up with his staff to the Father, right? And he said, oh, I just need to rest a minute. The enemy gained an advantage. The enemy gained an advantage because, oh, my arm is just so tired. I just need to rest for a moment, Lord. I'm just so tired. Right? But the enemy was taking an advantage. Moses' arms soon became so tired he could no longer hold them up. He said, Lord, they hurt so bad. Right? So Aaron and Hur found a stone for him to sit. Oh, gosh. Then they stood on each side of Moses, holding up his hands. So his hands held steady until the sunset. And as a result, Joshua overwhelmed the army of so-and-so in the battle. Right? And they won. I'm going to tell you what. So first things first. When you lose your position, when you start to grow weary, and one moment you say, Lord, I'm praising you in this storm. And then another moment, Lord, I'm so tired. Lord, I'm growing weary. My arm hurts. I'm tired. Right? I'm tired. I'll hold it up again, Lord, right? And you start to take your territory back because now you're praising again. But then you get tired again. Lord, I'm just so tired. Each time you lose your position is when the enemy comes in. So we need to be people that don't lose our position. First off. Second off, I'm going to need you to get you some friends. I'm going to need you to get you some friends. That when your arm gets tired, they go hold it up. because they ain't going to let you lose your position. I'm going to tell you what, that's a word. Because you've grown weary and you've been trying to fight this. I could stand up right now. You've been trying to fight this on your own, and you've been holding your hands up, and you've been saying, Lord, I don't want to lose my position, but I'm growing tired. So he sends you some friends that'll hold your arm up for you, that will pull up the seat. I'm going to stand up. That'll pull up the seat. Oscar, you're in my way. And they say, sit down. Right? So you can sit down so that you can rest, and they say, okay, now I'm going to grab this side and you grab that side, and let's keep their arms up so that they don't lose their position. Right? So that they don't lose their position. Right? Now, friends, maybe that don't always mean that they're going to pull up a chair for you and hold your arms up. But what if it means that they say, friend, I'm going to pray for you. Friend, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to go to fight for you. What do you need me to pray about? I will walk right on in to the enemy's territory, and I will bring them right on. I will bring you out with me, right? I'm going to go in there with you. You don't got to go in by yourself. This is spiritual warfare, my friends. And I'll go in with you. Right? And I'll go in with you. And I will hold you up when you can't hold yourself. And I will pull you up a chair so you can take a rest. And I will help you hold your arms up so that you don't lose your position. Now, let me flip side. Not only do you need those friends, become those friends. Become those friends for your friends. Right? Be the friend that says, I see that you're tired. Here's you a seat. I know you're losing your position. I know you're growing tired. I know your arms hurting. I know you need a rest. I know. But you sit down. Let me help you hold your arms. Because I'm not going to let you lose this battle. I'm not going to let you lose your position. Right? So not only do we need those friends, we need to become those friends. Gosh, that's a word that spoke to my soul, as you could tell, on a whole nother level. You hear it all the time. Find you the friends that put you down, break a roof apart, right? In the Gospels. Find you some friends that's going to break the roof apart and put you down. I can't. Right? That's the type of friends that we usually talk about. But what about the friends who will pull up a seat and help you keep your position? I'm telling you what. Gosh, that's so good. That's so good, my friends. I tell you what. Listen, we all right here. We all right here. I'm going to tell you what. My membership is fabulous. I'm going to tell you right now. It's not fabulous because of me. Are your digital downloads great? Yes. Is your learning great? Most definitely. I make sure that it is precise. I study and study and study. All right. But listen at me. The best part, it's your friends that you about to gain. That's the membership. I could not see my life without those ladies in that group. I'm going to tell you right now. They are life. None of us, we're not in the same state, right? We're all over the place. But man, we meet every Monday and Thursday night. I'm going to tell you what. And we besties. We sure are, right? If I told them to go to bat for me, they'd go to bat for me. And if they told me to go to bat for them, I'd go to bat for them. I'll tell you what. Like, those my people. Those my people, no denying it. Tell you what. Yes. Y'all are so sweet. My besties. Thank you, Tina. I love that. We're right at dawn. That is what we were talking about last night. I love that. Ride or die. Yes, y'all are. My Bible is the one I'm using right now. So that whole top shelf is full of Bibles. All of these are Bibles. All of those are Bibles. So I have a whole bunch of Bibles. But the one I'm using this year and journaling my way through is the 1 year chronological Bible, and it's an expressions Bible. It's the Bible in order. If you know, you know. Yes. From other notes, yes. 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 There's lots of notes. So I actually so on our meetings or whatever we're calling them, we do our notes together. We either explore different Bible journaling styles to help you learn with your learning style, or we do verse by verse mapping of the Bible together and we talk about it. And then every Tuesday and Friday, you get a digital download from me. And that digital download is our reading for the day. And I've gave you all of my notes for it. Right? So you get access to all of my digital downloads that I've ever created. You get access to all the courses that I create and teach. You get access to all the digital downloads that I launch every single week, along with any extras that I decide to make. I'm actually going to work on a Joseph one this week because I have a little bit of extra time because it's trivia week, right? So you'll get access to that. So it's really great. You get all the things. The courses are worth more than $25. Listen. So yes, the membership will definitely teach you about the Bible. Right? It's the whole reason I started it. I did add some of them. We just ain't got them all there. But it's on Haley's to-do list this week. So they will all be there by the end of this week. Yay! We cannot wait to have you there. Vicki, I posted all the questions for trivia earlier today, like this morning. It is under studying Proverbs. Listen, mine does too. Yes. Yes, right there. You pay for the friendship, or you pay for the materials, but the friendships are free. 110%. I love that. I love that so much. There is a how to navigate the app video. So if you have not watched that yet, I highly suggest that you do. Yes, so I just exactly said that. There in your little welcome checklist, there is a navigating the app video. Is Charity on here? Somebody that I talk to on a pretty regular basis or on the membership, I think it would be a good idea to post the navigating the app video at least once a week for all of our new people. Can somebody send me that exact start posting the how to navigate the app video every week, for the new people? That'd be great. I almost had a drink and Steve ain't here to give me no one. It's under Proverbs. I did not. I have not seen that yet. I would definitely go look at it. I can't wait to see it. That was their little assignment I gave them last night. I love that. I love that so much. I'm so glad you love the coffee talks. Coffee talks are Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi. Listen, I know that feeling. We're almost done. I'm actually 17 minutes over my 1 hour. I'm just not stressing because when I'm done tonight on here, I'm done for the night, right? And I'm just going to go like, chill. Put these kids to bed. I just challenged y'all to do a bubble map of the characteristics of the Proverbs 31 woman. It was really good. If you have not watched, last night was a 2-hour Zoom. I'm so sorry. So sorry it was so long. But if you haven't watched it, I'm going to tell you what, you need to skip to the last, 50 minutes because they were fire. Fire. The last 50 minutes was fire. Does anybody have anything else they want to ask before I get off here? I'm so glad. I do not have a class yet on digital journal, but I'm making one. I'm actually going to be making a lot more courses. I'm actually going to do some research and I'm going to set up a schedule that allows for me to record courses a lot more. I'm going to learn how to delegate, right? Some more of my task to be able to create more digital courses because I want to create a digital course on GoodNotes and journaling. I want to merge those together. Digital journaling and GoodNotes, right? And then, yes, all the Zooms are recorded. And I also am going to start recording courses on teaching people how to start up a business for the talents that the Lord has gave you. I want to show you how you can use those and turn it into an income, right? And so that you can live in your purpose, right? So I'm going to start recording courses about that too, that are just going to be for the business side, for the people who really want to learn how to operate in what they're called to do and how to find that, right? And all those good things. So almost kind of like mentoring people buy courses who want to start their own business. If you're talking about the recorded Zooms that are in the membership, you'll find them under the courses in the membership. I'm going to do that too. I don't have an Android to teach you with, but I am going to figure out what Android people can use, and I'm going to help you with that. The last 50 minutes, probably, of the Zoom yesterday. You were with us, right? You did. Best Bible to understand. Personally, I love a Christian Standard Bible and an NLT, a New Living Translation. Those are my favorite right now. Or my favorite right now is an NLT. I got hiccups, but that's just me personally. That's just me. All right. Is that it, my friends? I'll let a drink. Yep, it's gone. I do not own the Rainbow Bible. But it's so funny you mentioned that because I actually seen that on TikTok last night. And I am thinking about buying it. Even though I don't need another one, but I'm probably going to buy it. I love the way the NLT breaks things down. I love you so big, Angie. I don't think you ever really know what your purpose is. Not until you're walking in it. Until then, you don't know. I really believe that you don't know. And I believe you're going to be on a constant journey to figure it out. But you got to learn how to enjoy it along the way. And It's taking little baby steps. For real. Ever have enough? Me neither. I love them all so much. And I use them all too, which is crazy. I'm going to go in there and have to make those girls clean up. I bet they destroyed everything. I don't know. We're going to see. I don't know what I'm saying. ADHD, my friends. ADHD. What was I saying? Oh, and I think Steve's back and Ethan. I forget what I was saying. Oh, purpose. I know purpose is. You're on an adventure to find out. I don't really think you ever really know. But that'll be a really good discussion for sure for another life. The Rainbow Bible is your Bible's basically already highlighted with different topics. That's what I described. I have no idea how many Bibles I have. I know that whole top row is full of them. Those are literally all Bibles. That's all that's up there. There is actually, hold on, got to get the fingers right. All of these right here are Bibles also. Those are Bibles. And those are Bibles. Everything else is commentary. I do lives on Mondays, Thursdays, Fridays, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Hope and Encouragement, that's really cool. I need to look in that. Listen, Steve just got here. He wasn't here. I love that. And a few on the next shelf. What? Over there? What are you talking about? What shelf? I thought all my Bibles are in here. All right, you guys. I love y'all so big. I hope y'all have a great rest of the night. I hope this was good for you guys. And it taught you something, right? Maybe something that you can apply to your life. And go out here and have a wonderful day tomorrow, right? I will definitely have to look into that one. An hour and 25 minutes. Good night, you guys. I love y'all so big. And I will see you guys Thursday morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you have a hard time joining those, all the coffee talks are on YouTube. Okay? Love y'all. Maybe. I literally